If this episode resonated, please share it with another mum who might need it. Follow us on socials at Burnt Out Mummas.
Check out our journey and we will help you to reconnect with yourself again. Please subscribe and download to all our episodes. It helps us a ton and keeps this podcast going.
Thanks.
Bye.
Hello,
Hi,
Friday.
Happy Friday.
Wow, we've got some weird and a little bit mad topic today, haven't we?
I think it's very relevant with what's going on in the world.
100%. So everywhere we look right now, the world looks and feels really, really heavy. And this is what brought us, me and Paisley had a big chat before our podcast today on how we pitch this podcast today, because it's something that we really want to talk about. And in the news, social media, there's conflict, there's pressure. It's literally constant.
It's constant.
And we are seeing it in front of our faces every day, and that is even to do with war, everything, and things that are going on in social media. It feels very heavy at the moment.
You've got the Epstein files, you've got the possibility of World War III. Do you know what it brings me back to the times of COVID? So we thought it's a really relevant episode actually, so we can talk to you a bit on how to make that dark energy into light energy.
Yeah, definitely. And for mums, we're not just processing it ourselves, we're also trying to protect our children from it, and that is
really important, protecting your children, because I actually do think it's rubbed off on my child, especially.
And we'll talk about that later in the podcast, like on how we do protect our children from it. So today we wanted to talk about something that keeps coming up in conversations with women, the idea of darkness and light in the world. But this is not in any dramatic way. This is just in a human way, isn't it?
So how do we stay grounded when everything feels intense? And I think this is really important as well, because this is something I need to go over as well, because everything for me does feel quite intense right now.
Yeah, and I think if you're an empath as a person, you're very sensitive, you're very prone to get that
picking up energy,
to pick that energy up on you. And it's you. There was one thing I said to Paisley on voice note this morning. I said, Paisley, I feel like we really, really need to talk about dark and light, because there's so much dark in the world right now that we need to all team up and come together and bring light into the world. And this, if you're listening to this podcast as well, like tell friends about it as well, because the more people have light, it overtakes the dark. And this is a thing that I learned. Yeah,
this is films must be written by people that knew.
Everything I learned within Reiki, spiritual healing, everything like that, it goes with yin and yang. So you have the dark and light mixed together. Yeah. So dark needs light and light needs dark. It's normal. It's science. So what we need to do is in these times is be round happy things that bring our energy up, our vibrations up, because it's very, very heavy. And for us in this world right now, we are covered with social media, like it's in front of our faces 24/7.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think purposely a lot of it is put out on social media because it's a quick way to reach people, and the reach is massive.
Yeah.
So,
and can we just post, if you're watching our videos, can you just notice this actually wasn't planned? I just wanted to wear a peace jumper today. It's a white one, and she's got the dark one on, so it's like dark and light.
Not that I'm dark, but I actually do feel a bit low energy.
I'm going to talk later on about the podcast about this picture I have behind me. So
we've got a dove,
which is
actually really symbolic, actually.
And it's flight to peace. And we wanted to put it in our podcast video today, so if you're watching, this is a big symbol for us, even as sisters, when we talk about it, when we talk about doves and freedom. I think like no one in this world wants war all the time. Like,
no.
Well, yeah, obviously there's some, but it stems from greed, I believe.
Greed and money.
Greed and money. And it's, if you guys watch Avatar, and me and Paisley love Avatar, it's like our favourite film. I know some of you think, oh my God, it's such a long film, but it resonates so much about the human
race
in general. And it's really true as well. How James Cameron directed and produced it is incredible. I think he's absolutely amazing of how he put it across. But it kind of sums up the human race in a nutshell, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it's quite, I feel it's very hard for mums at the moment because we are very sensitive. Our number one goal in our life becoming a mum is to protect your children. I think throughout everything, we try and protect our children. We can't obviously have control of everything, but we try and protect our children. And instinctively wise, we are always in a fight or flight mode, so I think we've got to try and learn skills, because what you're listening and going through, we're going through the exact same.
Yeah.
So
we haven't got the answers. We're learning.
We haven't got the answers, but we want to stick together and give each other as much light energy as possible.
Definitely. And I think at the moment there is so much constant information. So I feel like I am going through perimenopause. I've said it before on the podcast, but I'm mid-40s. So I've noticed my anxiety levels, anything can be set off, and I feel like it's the worst thing. And all anxiety is you're projecting a fear of the future that's not happened, and your body starts going to fight and flight. So with this constant information overload that we're getting at the moment, social media's news, like yesterday you said to me, was it Mum, did you watch the news? I said, no, I switched it off. For me personally, I needed to protect my energy. Listen, look, we're in this pod now, we're filming, we've got the birds humming, and actually the birds humming and singing is a really healing vibrational sound.
Yeah. And if you do hear, we've got the door wide open. Yes. We want you all to hear it because we love it.
And I've tried to start limiting myself to actually what I see on the TV. I don't want my children to see anything about war, because that would actually put them into the fear mode, and I'm trying to protect their energy as well. But try not to watch the news, guys, because actually, personally, my thoughts are if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. I don't think there's much we can really do about anything.
There's very powerful people in this world, but
and also media gets money off clicks. So if we were to put out something that was fear mongering, we'd get more clicks. Fear mongering, if anything that's sexual or showing a bit of boob, you'll get the algorithm goes through the roof.
Yeah.
So everything behind everything is normally money.
Yeah.
And once you realise that in life, I think you can sort of try and make your own opinions up about things. So social media just amplifies fear all the time.
Yeah, and you know what? We as mums, women, we don't need that. We really have to protect ourselves, because we've got enough fear in our life of trying to protect our children.
Yeah.
So I do feel that you have got to, I can solely put my hands up and say I went through the biggest fight or flight when the baby was born. I kept feeling that I was going to die. I kept feeling like the worst fear and anxiety I've ever been through in my life. And I never really had that bad with Iona. I had it really bad with Lex when he was born. So I feel like I just got out of that around December time, because from September to
Bang,
December.
Happy 2026.
Oh my God, yeah. So I just got out of that. So, but I'm really, really trying to protect myself, like at the moment, because if people say, oh, have you heard about this? Have you heard about that? I just say, yeah, I have. But I'm not
create a conversation.
I'm not putting my energy into it. And when I do have a high vibration and my energy is in a really good place, I do find, like, this will be just a little example. I'll be walking on the way back from school and I'll start speaking to someone, and then they start telling me their problems. And they're in and I know exactly what is happening in that moment, because I'm in a light, high vibration that someone needs to talk to me, because they need to raise their vibration, because what it is they're in a dark place, so they need the light and they're trying to get to the light. So it's like, I can't even explain it. Actually, on Disney, there's some short movie clips, and it's called Dark and Night, it's really good. Iona loves it. It's like they do loads of shorts on Disney Plus, and she loves it. It's called Dark and Night. but it's like they learn to come together, but then they're fighting at the beginning.
Yeah.
So, but it's just really, I quite like it because it's like the two opposites, but it's drawn together, and you have to come together because lightning's dark and dark leads light.
Yeah.
So, and it is something we learn in Reiki when we're doing the healing and stuff. So it's very.
I do think it's good to talk
important.
as a woman, but you say what it like. Sometimes we have a little chat,
Yeah.
But then we move on to, like I said, right, let's talk about the positives now. So it's learning not to keep going over the same thing and again. And we do know somebody that is like that does keep repeating, and never really, they're staying in that low vibration all the time. So I think when all this is happening in the world, you need to try and keep your vibrations and your energy up as much as possible. So I said to you the other day, I'm doom scrolling. I need to come off. I felt very low anyway. I think I was due on, and I think my hormones were all over the place. And I was like, right, I'm going to turn this on. And I went for a walk without my phone. And now
I think that's the best advice to give someone. Just go for a walk without your phone.
And you become in the moment again. And then I changed my algorithm on my phone. I started looking at Italian greyhounds, which I absolutely love. And I was like laughing, and then just like really happy stuff again, like interiors, stuff that's not political. You do get one or two creep up because you notice the more you watch that stuff, your phone pings you more of it.
Yep.
And I like last night, I said to the little ones, let's read a book because I wanted to get off the screens. So we were reading books, and then after I read a book, I was tired. So sometimes I put Spotify on and I listen to Disney stories or whatever. If there's an audio book on there, just to sort of, and it just sends them off to sleep, and I put it on. And Sunny hates Princess and the Frog. Is it Princess and the Frog?
Yeah.
Because doesn't her dad die in it?
Yeah, it happens at the beginning.
Really sad.
I know.
So I was like,
right. He's very sensitive, Sonny.
He's such a sensitive soul.
Me and Paisley have got two children that are really, really sensitive. So Iona is so sensitive, and Sonny is, and
very emotionally astute.
And so we have to be really careful on how we, because imagine like telling them that there's a war going on. They would not even sleep at night.
And he doesn't like change, so I have to try and, buffer that a little bit. So I said, let's listen to something light-hearted. I like Winnie the Pooh. So we put on Winnie the Pooh, and he was fine. But if there's a bang or a loud noise in the night, he's jumping out of his skin. I don't know. I feel like he's living in flight and flight at the moment. So I'm trying to adjust him a little bit. And I think a lot of school has to do with that as well, because they're under a lot of pressure at school. They have to mask feelings at school.
Yeah.
So they have all that contribution. I just don't think they need to know about the world right now. So
no. Yeah. Oh my God, just keep their innocence. Keep their innocence.
I banned all the screens at the weekend, and he was he's 7. He was still playing with his cars. We still got toys. I'm trying to encourage that as much as possible, and the little gadgets.
Yeah,
he likes all little gadgets.
Yeah.
And I was playing till secondary school. I had Barbies.
So was I. I think year 7. I was playing with them.
I really disagree with kids having phones. Personally,
I feel
until year 7, 8.
I feel you need to keep kids using their intuition as well.
Yeah,
because I feel in times like this, that's all we have.
I think they might be looking to ban it for children.
Yeah.
I mean,
intuition is, and that's kids' gut feelings and things like that. Like, that is eliminated the minute screens and things
also,
are
when
put in their way.
Kids that are nervous, they automatically in their break times go and scroll on the phone rather than learning how to communicate.
Yeah.
You can get phones anyway that you can call mum home on or text. You don't need the social media side. There's special phones designed for it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I understand when it's emergencies, they need it and things like that. But me and you we are so anti-screen. It only because I
just don't think they need to be looking over their shoulder every 2 minutes or having that. It's like a security blanket. I need to text mum that I'm not feeling well. What did we do? We went to the school office.
Yeah.
There's a bit of survival there that I think without the phone they have to learn.
Yeah.
Resilience.
Yeah,
that's my opinion. There's everybody's got.
Everyone's got different opinions.
Yeah, let's see how we get when the kids are teenagers.
I know. So, and it's important they don't absorb all the energy of the entire world's problems. We've got enough problems in our life.
We were not designed to absorb all that energy. So sometimes I see my partner when he gets up in the morning, he's scrolling on his phone, and I'm like, why don't I do it sometimes? But I've tried not to look at my WhatsApps or anything until I'm out the door. Like, you know, like after I've done the school run, sometimes it's important, but we're not meant to know about what's going on in the world before we've even woken up, dealt with the world. Because if you go on any yoga retreat, you have quiet time in the morning.
Yeah, you do. You
And
do.
you have a bit
And
of
even in my
meditation
yoga
mind.
class, we have to be completely quiet for the first 5 minutes. It's just to be in tune with our bodies.
Be in tune. And by looking at your phone, I get completely out of tune. And
didn't we have an amazing lady on last week? So if you didn't listen to last week's podcast, we had a psychic medium, Jen, and she's fantastic. And she actually gives some tips. She said, I wish, and this really stuck with me, I knew about meditation when I had my children, because I say this to everyone, whoever's like really anxious or, you know, or is going through a lot and is just really, really suffering right now, or like, you know, finding everything such an overload, learn to meditate. It is your best tool in life. Like, it will teach you how to calm your mind, because in like right now we have 100,000 things going on in our brain, and our bodies can't keep in time with all of that.
It's not designed
it's just
to
you
be
just
in that
got to calm your mind. Yeah, and actually it's the only thing that's helped me really. It's just I have that time, like I say, I'll go for a walk and I meditate during that time, and I just put my meditation music on. So it is, and I actually listened to my meditation music all night last night.
Did
you?
It
was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like, oh, I've still got it on. I bought this snooze band and I put the snooze band on last night because I feel like if I get a bit of anxiety before bed, I put my snooze band on because I can listen to like meditation music on it, and it settles me quite quickly because it stops my mind from starting to think about loads of stuff. And just in tune with the music.
I need to do that because because I don't like things in my ears.
Music's really healing, isn't it?
It is actually. And yesterday, when I got you come Monday, I said, let's put some garage music on.
I put it on. I was like, we started listening to garage on Monday morning.
And what music does as well, you can it's linked to memories, so a lot of that music was really happy times. So when I listen to it, it makes me feel happy. So I felt a lot better.
Don't you remember when you were younger, when you used to get ready, we used to like put our CD on,
God, you know what?
and listen to like good music, and it would get us buzzing to go out.
I don't remember any of this going on in the world. No, I don't remember it being in the same. And I said this to Mum this morning. I was like, was it like this as you were growing up? She said, well, we had not like this, but we had like shortages. She said, like, Granddad would be out of work over Christmas, but he'd always find work. She said, but we had power cuts. There was things going on, but not, she doesn't remember this intense.
Not to this extreme. But the thing is now is...
like everyone's queuing up now for petrol.
Yeah. And what the thing is now is we're not looking at just a power cut shortage. It's more than that, isn't it? And that's
energy.
But anyway, so what...
This is what dark energy can look like. Yeah. So it brings in fear. So that's the fear of like obviously not having petrol or anything, things like that. Then anger, you get angry at the world. Like, I try and avoid conversations with my partner actually because we have different opinions, and I just walk out because he can get quite, I think he in his past life he was a soldier or something. So yeah, so that can then it causes division.
So this is like just this is a frame of you at the moment.
And manipulation. I think that's more to do with manipulation of social media, how they get you to perceive things, and a lot of negativity online. People start commenting. I do think it's really harsh how people have moved to, is it Dubai, and all the expats, and they're getting really grilled at the moment by different people. And I just think if you've got nothing kind to say, don't say it at all.
Oh, it's the biggest. Even someone said that on a motto the other day. If you've got nothing kind to say, don't say it at all.
Nothing nice to say.
Nothing nice to say. Yes, I heard it on a motto somewhere. I can't remember where it was.
Britain's Got Talent. That guy did that poem.
Yes,
and that was
the end bit. He said, "Yes, that's right."
I love that poem he did about England and our values and everything. So
yeah,
if you've got nothing kind to say,
don't say it at all.
So easy to leave a comment on a post, but. Yeah, it can have I tried to. We're quite lucky, really. We did have one once, didn't we?
Yeah. But I think, and as well,
don't give it energy.
It's karma, isn't it? It's karma. Just let them get on with it. Just let them.
Don't give it energy.
Don't give it your energy, because you need to protect it in this point in time in life. So what the light energy looks like is being kind, receiving kindness, being kind, staying calm, isn't it? And that's why I've got the dove behind me, because I just feel calm energy.
You were meant to buy that picture.
I know, and I'll tell you the story as we finish the podcast. I'll leave you with the story of the dove. It's also having your own boundaries, isn't it? Being, in that light energy, having your own boundaries, what you're going to stop and what you're going to let in, none of that negativity, and being truthful. And also, one of the reasons why we set up this podcast from the start is to build a community. So it's having that community of love and light. And I know how cheesy that sounds.
I know, but
we actually really need it.
Women or people, at the time, we were like, was it just? When was it? We've come to thoughts probably a couple of years after COVID, and it was our first little ones.
Yeah, and
I was like, the world just was different. Like, I feel emotionally burnt out, so we started talking about it and coming up with names, and it's just progressed into what we're doing now.
If you're taking on that energy of what's going on in the world right now, you're going to be even more burnt out, because your nervous systems will go into overload,
and a lot of it is linked to your biology. So we've got some amazing guests that have agreed to come on, internationally renowned, and some of them have got 2 million followers, and they just strongly believe in what we're doing.
And it's so nice to hear that from people. It really, really,
because when you're plodding along behind the scenes for 2 years, you're like,
we just keep going. Right, are we on the right path? Are we doing the right thing? And do you know, the thing that keeps us going is, and also, don't forget, guys, we've invested a lot of money into doing our podcast. Over the years,
we've created all this ourselves with a budget. It's on a budget.
We don't get the time to do all the magic clips and things like that, because we've got families, we've got children, and it was like one of my things. If you don't have the time to do it, obviously pay someone to do it.
But we're still on a budget with it all.
Yeah, we are. But we just keep it on going. So whoever is listening now, thank you for listening.
Thank
and we
you.
do appreciate
Thank you for believing in us, especially our guests that are coming on, that are giving their time.
I get really lovely feedback from friends, family, and they're like, I just listened to your podcast, and it's very, very appreciated. Because we wouldn't be carrying on if we didn't hear that lovely positivity. So thank you. And it's just, we know we're on the right path, but we just want to give love and light at the moment. And whenever I finish my Reiki, I always say, right, I give you love and light. And I feel that's what we all need right now, is that love and light. And as cheesy as we are right now, we all need it.
Bit of cheese on toast, nothing more wrong with a bit of normality.
Yeah. And it is choosing how you respond to that love and light. It's, that's what's going to keep you in that good high vibration.
And I don't think light isn't ignoring reality. Sorry, I've lost my train of thought. I think it's just, so it's not ignoring reality, it's choosing how you respond
Paisley,
to it.
I feel like you just did a pause for I didn't know what you were going to say.
I was just thinking, this is like...
that was nearly a 2-minute pause. People were probably pressing rewind, is the podcast stopped?
I was choosing how to respond to it. That's what I was doing. So there you go.
A big pause. Anyway, we're going to finish off with a story about the dove behind me. So can you all see it? So this dove, and it's quite a little tearjerker, this. So I was in the garden, a dove flew down in our patio, and it was limping across the ground, walking around the garden. And I was like to my partner, I said, oh, do you think that dove's okay? It's been walking around, it's not flying. So anyway, we kept an eye on it, and then a few hours later it was still there walking around in the garden. Anyway, I was like, oh no, I think it's damaged its wing or something. It's obviously had an injury, and it was in our garden space. So anyway, we put it in the bush part, and hoping overnight it would fly away, and also trying to protect it from the foxes. And anyway, we came back the next morning, it still wasn't there. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, it was a white dove, so beautiful. I was like, South, I don't know what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to take it to the vet. Because I researched, like, what do you do, like, with, like, a bird? So it said, just take it to the local vet. So anyway, I did, put it in a box and made sure it was okay. Oh, and this dove, like, I dropped Ian at school to nursery when I dropped this dove off. It was just before she started school, and she was at nursery. And she was like, oh, mummy, look. She was talking to it the whole way to the vet. And anyway, I took it into the vet and they were like, oh, there's nothing we can do. We're going to have to obviously put it down. And I was like, oh my God. And also it brought back loads of memories of my dog. Like, because I only put my dog down like the year before that. And I was like, oh my God. Like, I was like, oh God. And anyway, they were like, look, we just want to tell you it's a female dove and she is so beautiful. Like, you did the best thing. And I was like, okay. Like, obviously in tears about this dove. Like, it really affected me. Anyway, driving home after that, just was driving down my road and this dove flew from the sky and just landed in front of my car, and I braked and I was like, oh fuck, that's really weird. A dove has never landed in front of my car. And there's two things I could think of at this point. Doves are always like flying twos. It could have been her partner dove and wondering, because he obviously may have seen us take that dove away and checking where that dove was. Or the other thing I felt at the time was a dove saying thank you. And it just stayed in front of my car for like probably about 4 or 5 seconds. And I braked and my car was stopped in the middle of the road. And then it flew off. And I was like, oh, it just felt like a complete sign, like that happened. And then anyway, later on that day, I went to my mum's and there was an art shop where my mum lives. And and we were walking, but we walked round the back of one road. Do you remember? Because you said, let's look at the houses.
Let's have a little wander.
And we never did that. We was like, went round the back. And anyway, at the side of this shop, on this same very day as everything happened, this picture was there. And it just, I was like, what? I was like, that's so weird. It was just this salt picture in the middle of the thing. I'd never seen it like before. And it was just put in that art shop that day. And it was this beautiful picture of this dove. And I was just like, what the hell? I took a picture of it. And then I went into the art shop and I was like, who drew that picture? I really want this picture. It just means so much to me from what has happened to me today. And I was like, that's so weird. I was like, that there's a dove, like, picture just staring at me. Anyway, months went by, and I went back to the shop actually about 6 months later, because I had little legs, had a baby, went through pregnancy. I just was not in the right frame of mind to go and buy a picture. And I kept saying to my husband, I was like, I've seen this picture, I really, really want it. I couldn't get it out of my head. And anyway, I contacted this lady pretty much about 4 weeks ago. And it was like 6 months ago. It was out of the shop, because I went into the art shop and I said, who is it who drew that picture? And they gave me the card. And so I contacted her, and she said, oh my God, like, she said, that was like 6 months ago I had that picture and I've still got it. She said, it's Flight for Freedom, my Dove in Peace. And then she was selling another picture of a manifestation, like really weird, but was into exactly the same stuff as us. Like, you know, she's in spirituality and things like that. And it was just really weird that she loved all the like same stuff as we did. And she said, you know, you really made my day when you emailed me about that picture. She said, because I really just had a feeling of like just giving everything up, and you really made my day. And I was like, oh gosh, like, it just, the whole story around it just was so heartfelt and meaning to me, that it just was one of them things that you just think, God, there's more in this life than just us as human beings. There's
Definitely.
feelings, there's energy, there's vibrations all around us. Connections.
Synchronicities. Yeah.
Synchronicity.
So protecting your energy isn't selfish. I think it's how you stay available for the people that you love. And on that lovely note and that story, I think the world has always had a darkness and a light, but what really shapes the future is how we show up in our own homes. Calm mums raise calm children. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can do in a chaotic environment
is just stay grounded.
Stay grounded.
Yeah. I think that is the main thing, isn't it? And just learning to stay grounded. Know that out of any darkness, light will come. So just remember that and just stay kind, calm, collective. You know, if you've got nothing kind, don't say it at all.
Take yourself away from the energy, protect your children's energy, and protect your energy.
Yeah, we're going to leave it on that. Right.
We
Have
love
a
you
lovely
all.
day. Stay
Bye.
peaceful. Bye. If you're loving the show, don't forget to download our latest episodes. It helps us a ton by boosting the show and making sure more people find us.
Plus, you can listen anytime, anywhere, even offline.
And while you're at it, make sure to follow us on Spotify so you never miss a new drop.
Want even more behind the scenes content? Follow us on Instagram, YouTube and TikTok at Burnt Out Mummas, one word, for exclusive clips, updates and fun extras.
Hit that follow button, send us a message and let's keep the Burnt Out Mummas community going.